Good evening, everyone. This is Dr. Lheia Naomi as Choa, Pathologist in MedLife Diagnostics, where we value lives and brings quality services. Allow me to introduce MedLife Diagnostics Functional Team. We have Registered Medical Technologist Kath Evangelista designated in our reception and phlebotomy section. We also have Registered Medical Technologist Joshua Licuben, designated in our Clinical Chemistry section. In Microbiology section, we have Registered Medical Technologist Princess Roldan. In Clinical Microscopy, we have Registered Medical Technologist Randolph Kenneth Rosario, designated in the Z section. We also have Registered Medical Technologist Gillian Acelajado assigned in Blood Banking or Immunohematology section. Following all others assigned in Immunology and Serology section, we have Registered Medical Technologist Maria Micaela Dacleson. Rest assured that this team will function well and will bring you the quality services that you need. MedLife Diagnostics is a private and a freestanding laboratory that operates on its own and is not a part of any institution. We function as a clinical pathology wherein we are working on disease diagnosis through laboratory testing of blood and other body fluids. Our facility is capable of giving you services such as routine hematology, routine urinalysis, and routine fecalysis. We also offer qualitative platelet determination and blood typing. Is Dr. Lheia Naomi S. Choa, a member of Philippine Society of Pathologists. We act as a junction between medicine and science using the cutting-edge technology of genetics for better diagnosis, screening, and treatment.
Good day, so I am the in-charge phlebotomist in the phlebotomy and reception area in MedLife Diagnostics. So as we know, phlebotomy is the process of making a puncture in a vein, usually in the arm, with a cannula for the purpose of drawing blood. The procedure itself is also known as venipuncture, alam naman natin yan, which is also used in intravenous therapy. In medicine, venipuncture is the process used to draw blood from a vein. It involves identifying an appropriate vein and then using a needle to draw blood into the right container. A phlebotomist facilitates the collection and transportation of laboratory specimens. And I, as a phlebotomist, I am responsible for taking blood from patient and properly labeling samples with the patient information and lab test orders from the doctors. I am in charge in collecting samples, receiving samples that are submitted by the patient, and encoding and verifying test requests in hospital information. So alam naman natin, direct patient interaction is a must in this section. So as a healthcare professional that involves working closely to people daily, I must be compassionate with patients who need my help. So I chose this section because I know I have a good communication skill and a high level of patience enough for serving well, at sana ako makipag-alubilo sa tao kaya hindi na ako mahirapan sa gantong duties. And I pledge to confidently serve my job as a phlebotomist. So as a phlebotomy technician, paano at ano nga bang dapat kong gawin para maiwasan ang laboratory mistakes and errors? So para sa akin, sobrang essential talaga that you should know how to use laboratory equipment properly. Yun yung basic actions na dapat alam mo, gamay mo at ine-enhance mo. Ang mga equipment-related mistakes na sobrang common mangyari is katulad ng pag-iiwan ng tourniquet sa pasyente sa mahabang oras. So dapat iwasan yun. At isa pa yung maling pag-sterilize sa mga laboratory equipment and maling paggamit ng needle gauge. So, dapat iwasan yun. So, ayun, if alam mo kung paano kumilos ng tama sa loob ng isang laboratory, magiging magaan na lang ang trabaho mo. And it is a significant way para maiwasan ang labeling errors and common lab mistakes.
Good evening, good afternoon. I'm Joshua Licuben, your clinical chemist in MedLife Diagnostics. Clinical chemistry, also known as chemical pathology, clinical biochemistry, or medical biochemistry, is the area of chemistry that is generally concerned with analysis of body fluids. Clinical chemistry is a quantitative science that is concerned with measurement of amounts of biological important substances. In body fluid, the methods to measure the substances are carefully designed to provide accurate assessment of their concentration. Most current laboratories are now highly automated to accommodate the highly workload typical of a hospital laboratory. Tests performed are closely monitored and quality controlled. All biochemical tests come under chemical pathology. These are performed of any kind of body fluids, but mostly on serum or plasma. So, what is serum? Serum is the yellow watery part of blood that is left after blood has been allowed to clot. All blood cells has been removed. Is mostly easily done by centrifugation, which packs the denser blood cells and platelets to the bottom of the centrifuge, leaving the liquid serum fraction resting above in the package cells. The initial step before analysis has recently been included in the instrument. The operate on the integrate system principle. Plasma is the essence same as serum but is obtained by centrifuging. Centrifuging. The blood without clotting is obtained by centrifugation before clotting occurs. The type of test required dictates what type of sample is used. The main reason why I choose this section because it is considered as busiest section in the laboratory. And also I want to be better for the reason that when I am busy I forgot all the doubts in my mind which lead me to become more passionate. Also for testing, I want to try all those tests that suit in my section to identify and learn about biological important substances.
Good day, everyone. I am Princess Roldan, the Medical Technologist of Microbiology section in MedLife Diagnostics. First and foremost, what do we mean by microbiology? Microbiology is the section of the laboratory where we test samples to see if there is or there are microorganisms that are present in that sample, and we also assess if there is an antibiotic that could treat that certain kind of pathogen. Our usual samples are stools, sputums, tissues. We also take swab samples, blood, and other bodily fluids. In order for us to do testing, the number one equipment that we need is microscope. And oftentimes, we also use centrifuge and spectrophotometer. The services that microbiology section can manage are routine hematology, routine urinalysis, and routine fecalysis. But sometimes other sections of the lab can also handle these services. When I was a student, I've always been interested by organisms that cannot be seen by the naked eye. When I was in high school, I am very lucky to be working with a microscope during our classes. My biology teacher had a box full of specimens that I get to see under the microscope, and also we get to prepare our own slides containing our chosen specimens. Now that I am a registered medical technologist, I specifically chose to be assigned in the microbiology section because I want to hone my skills, and this is where I started to fall in love with the career path that I am now walking in.
Good day, everyone. I'm Kenneth Rosario, your registered medical technologist that assigned in the section of clinical microscopy of MedLife Diagnostics. The reason I personally choose clinical microscopy as I personally have a background in the helping in a real clinic laboratory while in senior high school as part of our immersion in the year 2019. I usually handle during that time the preparation for all the body fluids to be examined, such as blood, urine, and stool. So today, I'm here to present to you what a clinical microscopy is all about. Clinical microscopy performs scientific analysis of non-blood body fluids such as urine, semen, and stool to provide initial valuable diagnostic information concerning metabolic dysfunction. In clinical microscopy, we use primary category equipment, the centrifuge, and microscope. First, let me tell you what our clinic offers that I, your clinical microscopy medical technology, personally will handle. First, our clinic offers routine urinalysis, where the testing of urine to analyze abnormalities in color, transparency, and specific gravity and pH level. Also to identify normal and abnormal cells present under the microscope. Next is the routine fecalysis, also known as the testing of stool samples to analyze abnormalities in color and consistency. Also to detect presence and parasitic worms in their ova forms under the microscope.
Hi, I'm Gillian Acelajado, RMT in the Blood Banking or Immunohematology section of MedLife Diagnostics. In blood banking or immunohematology, if the test sample is from a patient, we only check their blood type whether it's A, B, O, or AB. If the test sample is from a donor, we determine their blood type, check if there is a presence of rare blood antibodies, and transfusion-transmitted infections. In MedLife Diagnostics, we offer blood typing and use an automated hematology analyzer since we are a primary category. I have chosen this topic because I heard that you need to be fierce, mindful, and observant about the questions you ask the donor. I believe I have the right traits to be the head of this section as I am skilled at socializing or talking to people and I can immediately notice when someone is lying. That will help our laboratory to avoid mistakes towards this critical section. Rest assured that I am not afraid of blood or even the smell of it. Again, this is Gillian Acelajado, RMT of MedLife Diagnostics. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Michaela from the Immunology and Serology section of MedLife Diagnostics. Let me explain first what is immunology and serology. Immunology is a study of body's immune system and its functions and its disorders, while serology is a study of blood serum, wherein blood serum is the clear fluid that separates when blood clots. This section focuses on the following. First is identifying antibodies. These are proteins made by a type of white blood cell in response to a foreign substance in the body, commonly known as the antigen. Second is investigating problems with the immune system. These include when the body's immune system attacks its own tissues, and when the body's immune system is underactive. At bakit nga ba unique ang section na ito sa iba pang section sa laboratory? Ito ay dahil sa ang section na ito ay gumagamit ng rapid test kits. In the immunology and serology section, we offered an anti-HIV screening test, a test for detecting hepatitis infection, and other tests for viral infections. Personally, I chose this laboratory section because I knew to myself that I am good and fast enough in reading test kits. I am confident that I can provide accurate readings that make me qualified for this section.
For you all to know, I'm a member of PAMET, Catanduanes chapter, and so Catanduanes is my hometown. And I just want you all to know na ako ay isang alumni na ng AGO Medical and Educational Center Bicol, Christian College of Medicine. And I graduated with a Bachelor of Science degree in Medical Laboratory Science, and I'm a board passer and a Registered Medical Technologist. And as for sharing lang, I'm also a member of Association for Clinical Biochemistry and Laboratory Medicine Institute of Biomedical Science. It's a professional organization na located sa bansang United Kingdom.
I have been a constituent of PAMIT Batangas chapter ever since I became a medical technologist. They helped me in further developing my craft and fueling my passion in the medical field. Internationally, I am a member of CSMLS, or the Canadian Society for Medical Laboratory Sciences, for almost 2 years now. The organization caught my attention because of their commitment in providing standards that ensures quality and education of medical laboratory professionals. Thus, I did not hesitate to be an associate.
I am a medical technologist from PAMIT Cavite and a member of the Japanese Association of Medical Technologists.
Sa PAMIT po, Cavite chapter since sa Cavite po ako naka-assign. But I also consider planning working or participating in the international professional societies. And I choose UK since one of my dream countries is UK. I want to pursue and study in their association, ACBI-BMS, or Association for Clinical Biochemistry and Laboratory Medicine, Institute of Biomedical Science. And I think it is worth na mag-aral po ulit sa UK.
Now, I am affiliated to the PAMIT South Luzon Cavite chapter and locally affiliated to the Philippine Society of Medical Laboratory Scientists or PSMLS and internationally affiliated to the National Credentialing Agency for Laboratory Personnel or NCA.
Member ako ng PAMIT South Luzon, mainly Camarines chapter, which is my hometown, and also a member of IBMS or Institute of Biomedical Science na naka-base sa UK. It is a leading professional body for scientists, support staff, and students in the field of biomedical science.
As a member of PAMIT Batangas chapter, and to help other medical professionals in improving their knowledge and skills, I became a facilitator of parasitology seminar and workshop held on LPU Batangas, a 2-day event organized by PAMIT.
For my CPD activity, I participated on medical missions as a medical technologist for blood typing at Dasmariñas City, Cavite.
And for my CPD activity, I'm just gonna continue working on my lab under my professional track. Since I want to learn more about how to eliminate germs and to test more urine samples, also to cure my patient, and share my knowledge on how they can keep themselves away from diseases.
And during the past years, I attend some continuing professional development activities or CPD to further improve myself and my skills in doing efficiency at work as participant in professional track held by PAMIT.
For my CPD activity, I joined social civic activities, mainly medical missions in rural areas, and in service training where I was assigned to show how a specific equipment in laboratory works.
And among the CPD activity under professional track that I am interested to work on someday was mainly focused on in-service training. So someday I want to demonstrate how medical equipment and technologies are being used and expound to the trainees the proper usage of those and its function. So ako mag-explain and magde-demonstrate kung paano nga ba gamitin ang medical equipment and technologies na makikita sa loob ng isang laboratory. We'll guide them and monitor them as they go through trainings that will look forward to be implemented. So laboratory, we're using a black bin with a black liner. And para saan yon? So that is for our general waste na non-biodegradable lang. So bakit? Dito namin dinidispose ang aming mga medical waste and rejected medical equipments and even yung mga personal na pinagamitan namin and pinagkainan namin, dito namin dinidispose sa black bin. Tulad ng empty bottles na pinagamitan namin, plastic cups, disposable spoon and fork, and styrofoam plate, and some others na kagamitan pa sa aming laboratory.
In our MedLife Diagnostic Clinic, we have yellow waste segregation dedicated for the infectious waste and pathological waste that usually the main sample used in the whole laboratory. Yellow bin segregation using a strong, leak-proof bin with cover and biohazard symbol and label. It used yellow liner autoclave plastic with label and tag. That's all. Thank you.
In regards to our healthcare waste segregation, the assigned color-coded bin to me is the yellow with a black band. These are dedicated for chemical waste and pharmaceutical waste that are non-cytotoxic. There should be a separate plastic bag, which is yellow with a black band, for the solid chemical waste and pharmaceutical waste that are non-cytotoxic. But if the chemical waste is liquid, you should put it in an amber-colored bottle before putting it into the bin. Other than that, the label and the detail tag should be included. The bin color is not actually specified as it is not that important. And that's all for the yellow plastic bag with a black band.
In our laboratory, we have green container which is designated for general waste that are biodegradable or yung mga nabubulok. For the liner, it is green plastic with label and tag that includes source, weight of waste, gaano nga ba ito kabigat, and the date of collection. At ang green container is necessary for our laboratory since kumakain kami at kailangan namin ng tamang lalagyan or tapunan para sa mga leftover foods like veggies and fruits which we can just throw with the other colored bin because it is not hygienic and we must practice proper waste segregation.
And meron po kaming red waste segregation since we have phlebotomy section in our hospital. Of course, we have this red waste bin color to dispose sharp tool. And if you're not familiar po sa red waste segregation na to, it has a red-white mounted puncture-proof container with cover, a biohazard symbol. And is dedicated po for sharp tool na sa phlebotomy lab karamihan.